Alright guys, another day, and my back is hurting so bad, but the way the backs work is the inflammation builds, and then if you don't keep moving, it's only going to get worse, so you just got to take it easy but keep moving. And I came down here and guess what? All my LED lights are unsticking themselves, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? You know what I mean? Like, seriously? So, that really sucks. So, apparently I'm going to have to get some double-sided tape and redo this. It's just annoying. Okay. Something else that came, 36 millimeter socket. So in my preparedness kit, I did not have a 36 millimeter socket. And why would you need to have a socket that big? Well, if you ever have to take off it's like the wheel. If you have anything to do with a wheel bearing or a hub or CV axle, or which all of those things can go out while you're driving, you need to have one big enough to take off that big freaking ass bolt. And I didn't have one, and if I would have had one, I could have, So I got that to go in for the truck kit, even though it's freaking heavy. And it's like, why would you ever think to put that? Well, make sure to take your tire off, whatever that big nut is. When you take your tire off there in the middle, make sure you got one of those. So if you're driving, you can fix other things with that. Okay, this is a shower control flow valve. Okay, so what we're gonna do is where this goes down, we're just gonna install that right in the middle of that line. We're gonna open those full blast, however we're gonna do it, but we're gonna adjust the flow coming from here to shorten the amount of flow. Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to, we need to do it so you still have shower pressure, but it's going to cut it and choke it off enough that the hot water heater is going to be able to keep up in the middle of winter. Otherwise, you're going to have lukewarm showers, which I hate a lukewarm shower. So that's the whole purpose of that thing. And then here are the locks. I think I ordered these at the beginning of this job. And for whatever reason, it's taken, the job's almost done, and we finally have locks. So these have to go in the storage unit doors. And these all come in different lengths and different things. So the easiest thing to do is just take out, most of them seem to be the same size, like diameter size. But the length on them all seem to be different. 5/8, 7/8, inch and an eighth. Mine have mostly been inch and an eighth. But you've got to, all of the RV things are pretty much standardized, so one key will work on everyone else's thing. So I don't know how that's legal. But anyhow, they finally showed up, so this will be a quick replace, quick fix. My back hurt so bad yesterday, it hurt to breathe. Today, it's really bad. There's a tire cover, so I ordered spray foam for underneath. I returned all the insulation that I had to the store. That gave me enough to order the insulation underneath, so I ordered all that. And now my bank account is a negative $108, and I'm like, crap, dude. So not good, but we should have this thing done soon, and then I have to go figure out, the other RV was supposed to sell, and now I've got a big problem going on with that, so I've got to go fix that problem. So until I do that, we've got problems. So anyhow, this, I'm going to spray foam insulation the bottom, and then this can go in the tire rack on the bottom, and then I'm going to just That will keep this tire good, protected, and then the rim won't rust from all the grime and stuff that comes up on the bottom, okay? Then, here's the electric jack. You see the foot plate on this thing? See the foot plate on that thing? This, I don't know, guys. It just seemed like the way to go. So, we're gonna, it was $40 off. So, I mean, that's like 75 bucks. You know what I mean? It's not like $200 or something. It was like 75 bucks. It was a good, I think that was a good deal on one. So, we need to I need to mount all these plates and then hole saw through it. And then mount the plate to the bottom, mount the plate to the top. So that's kind of a big ordeal. Then we're going to have to run wiring out here for it to make it all work. So we got some work to do there. So today it's LEDs on the outside. I got to repair the LEDs on the inside. I have to finish the wiring, and then I need to run out of wire. And basically, I just need to kind of let my back heal. And then we're going to have to work on. I need to build the drawer. Next step is build the drawers. That way, I know what the cutouts will be. I need to build the drawers and then mount like one drawer, do one cutout, see how that's all going to line itself up, and then I kind of need to. You're going to frame this out. With the framing, obviously you're going to have one down support. The drawers are going to sit. And then you're going to have one down in the back. And then every time you have a rail, you're going to have two little short stubby pieces going back. So I need 1, 2, 3 studs, a bunch of short pieces. And then from that drawer over, we're going to have like cabinet doors that open, and then we're going to have one that opens there. So you're going to have a little toe kick board, so you have to basically start on the ground, add your toe kick board, and then frame up for the rest to give something to screw that big face board into. So that's the whole ordeal there. Once I get the drawers all built and shot together and cut and shot together and everything, and get the drawer slides installed on the side, then I'll know the spacing. Then I'll be able to cut the 3 studs, install those, and then I'll be able to you just kind of work backwards, and then you're gonna make the face where you need to. Once you do you go like. After they're built and you know the exact cutout size that you're going to need to do the cutout in the front of these, then you're going to want it spaced so everything's even. Okay, so once you build the drawer, you'll know the exact dimension of the hole. So then take that exact dimension, whatever that dimension is, and then go to your board and then measure up and down your board, find whatever that is, and then mark that so everything is even, you know. And then do all your cutouts, okay? And then you need your, the facing of your drawer needs to be bigger by like, I don't know, 1 inch the whole way around of whatever those cutout for the holes are, okay? But that's going to determine where your holes are, where your drawers are going to go, okay? And then once you know that, you can put your drawer in there, level a line back to your drawer, and that'll tell you where the back needs to be leveled and where to actually screw that thing to, okay? And these, most of the drawers, most of these things have a tab on them. I haven't checked these out. I haven't examined these yet. They're not moving. There we go. Most of these will have a tab. Yeah, you see that little tab? There's a little tab right there. When you push that tab, or push this down, you can pull it out and it will dislodge from the other, so it'll separate it. Okay? that will, so once you draw a line, you know, back here on your back stud where the drawer is going to level and where it wants to find itself to be level, draw a little line, pull it out, disconnect it, and then screw this to the stud. Okay, then you should be good to go. Then you can put your final thing in and then slide all your drawers in. Then you got drawers. So anyhow, we're getting close to having this done. We got a couple more weeks, and if my back's hurting this bad, we just added an extra week onto this whole ordeal because I'm going to be moving really slow. So I worked out, hadn't worked out in a while. Did something to my upper back, and then I think from, I don't know how many hours I had my tool belt on yesterday. I could feel it starting to pinch a nerve in my back a while ago. And then, yeah, well, yesterday I worked, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and a half hours. And, yeah, that did it in. So now I'm going to pay the price for it for a little while, and hopefully it goes away, and I feel better, but right now, not so much. So anyhow, I'm going to start on something here. All right, praise God. Why can't anything actually be easy? So this, of course, every little thing, I'm like, I'll just install the locks. This will be quick and easy. No, it wasn't. So we had to clean this off, and it's still really dirty, so I now have to find something to, maybe diesel, rub some diesel on there. But anyhow, I wanted these to lock the same direction. You know what I mean? And then when I actually finally got them to turn the same, these things are reversible, these are reversible, and then they got different things. And I had to cut these down to make sure it actually worked. And then once I got everything where it actually worked, then I had to take it back off. This one needed bent out a little bit, and this one was perfect. And then when I got all that done, then this seal was like hanging off, so I had to use double-sided 3M tape to refix and clean and fix the seal, and you know what I mean? And now when you're done with all that, you realize you need a little clippy so this thing isn't hitting your head as you're just like sitting in there and getting your stuff. So now I gotta buy like a little clippy thing to hold that thing. It's like, you know what I mean? This was supposed to be 5 minutes, and now it's turned into a half an hour, and I have to buy something else. So I don't know why everything's like that, but all right, it's done. Okay, so I finished the locks. So you know what the pain in the ass thing is with these? These, here, I'll show you real quick. Damn, little bugs biting the shit out of me. You see these holes? See how they're different? One's slotted one way and one's slotted the other way. That makes a difference on the back side of this. So when you're lining your lock up, like you want it like this, and then when you change it, you want like this tab to be down so it's in lock position, and you want them both to turn the same. So even if you put these in the same and like line them up in the slot the same, tighten them down, adjust this the same, like if you've got to have these on in the right angle, and when you go to these, to the bent ones, you don't really tend to notice that, but it matters. It matters, and you'll get all jacked up with these things and start like throwing a fit because it's not working the way you want it to work. So put these in the same way, and then put one of these things on. See this little washer right there is the locking mechanism. So if that locking mechanism isn't like engaged where it needs to be, and you stick your key in here, that thing will just keep turning, and it will get this whole lock completely out of whack. Okay, so don't do that. Put it in, push this locking mechanism all the way in, install one of these on the back side of here and tighten it down a little bit, and then stick your key in and then turn it, and then see which way it's operating, okay? And then make the adjustment and pay attention to, you might need to take this whole thing off and switch the whole side and put it on the different side before you do anything. And then after you figure out so the locking mechanism is going in the right direction, then you need to figure out if you need a bent one or not. And then so even when you put a bent one on there, you might need to change the bend a little bit. So you might have to take it off and just put a vice grips on this side, put a wrench on that side, and just change the angle just a little bit to make it work in your favor. And then with this one, I had to cut the end off to make it latch the way it needed. So these ended up being a big pain in the ass. So hopefully I explained that well enough that you never have to have that big problem. Okay? Now let me show you the roof. I finished the roof up yesterday and I quit taking videos. I had to run to town. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff. So when I hurt my back, and then the Lord just had me go to town, and it took forever in town to do all that stuff. But so basically, here's the finished roof. I painted the spots that I messed up in the when I was up here and when it was pouring down rain. I was installing these panels in a lightning storm, like not smart, but basically the panels are done. This is done. You see I did this 4-inch tape all along the outside seams. Like you see where all the condensation build up and it's just sitting there. You know what I mean? So trimmed around all of the, you know, we've got panels. We can adjust them any which way we want. We've got 2 vents. Okay. We've got the stove jack. So everything is caulked in, everything, like we've had some pretty good downpours and I've had no rain or no leaks. The only thing I have yet to do up here is silicone over I was going to put clear silicone along the rail edge and around where I put each of these bolts in, just cause why not, okay? And then we'll put the panels back down flat and tighten them up. And we should be good to go up here. So just want to show you what that's all about too. So this is basically done. You hear my feet sticking a little bit. This is an elastomeric coating, which means it blocks the heat. Normally right now this is aluminum. If I would stick my hand on here, my hand would be like burning, okay? But I'm sticking my hand on here, it's not burning. It feels, I mean, it doesn't feel cool, but it doesn't feel hot, okay? So that aluminum is not soaking up that sun right now, which means the inside's gonna stay a lot cooler. That's the whole idea there. So now we're on to this jack, okay? So obviously I need to take this little foot off. I need to drill out a hole, whatever size hole saw this needs to be through. You've got 1 layer on the bottom, and then I've got 2 layers on the top, okay? And I probably need to pre-drill these, screw all this in before I start to drill it. That's gonna go crazy. So that's the deal, okay? And then we're gonna remove that. I didn't like it. That was on sale. Sometimes the Lord just kind of shows me when he puts things on sale for like nothing, or you get a returned item and it's 60% off. So I buy all the returned items on Amazon for things that matter. I won't do it for like a battery or something, like, you know what I mean, that somebody jacked the battery up or something like that. But for most things, I'll just buy the return stuff. It's cheaper. Why not? So let's go install this thing. Let's run some wiring. Then let's go back inside, and we got to fix the LED lighting in there and then do more wiring. So we'll go figure out what that needs to be in there. Okay? Praise God.
My staff today, I said, you know what?
You know, the
how much chlorella do we have coming in, and you know, how much are we making? Because I think you better make.
Will you pause? Gosh, you ever get You ever get grumpy when it's hot and the sun's really hot and your back hurts and bugs are just flying around your ears? These sweat bees, there's a freaking army of them, and they're just like, you turn your head and you like, oh, if you open your mouth, they'll fly in your damn mouth. There's like so damn many of them, it's like driving me crazy. I'm like, just freaking go somewhere else. Okay. And another thing that's annoying is that when I listen to, here, let me walk back in the shade. When I listen to podcasts, it's like, you know, like, I don't mean to pick on Mike Adams but I am. But I like his podcast, is why I listen to him every day, okay? But I don't like his attitude about some of the things. Like, when Team Satan's doing the things that they're doing, like, I don't have a joking attitude. I'm not like, ah, ha, ha. And most people just go through life that they always have to joke about. You kind of develop a sense of humor about things because there's nothing that you can do about it. So if you don't, like, adopt this new sense of humor attitude, it's like, well, how else can I cope with what's going on? So most people just do that. And then if you're serious, you'll, like, tend to push people away from you because they're like, well, why are you so... They don't like that. So they don't like serious people. So that's why they I don't know if you've ever heard the thing like Joker or the beauty, like, what are they, the Joker and the gosh, what is it? The Queen, the beautiful one, and the Joker. I can't remember. The Joker and the Queen? Is that what they say? Joker and the Queen? Anyhow, it's like, you know, and everybody just wants you to, you know, that spirit. If that spirit is like, that spirit's the spirit that's gonna, like, you've got to be serious. When I speak in terms of spirit, can you understand that, like, maybe that there's a spirit over the earth and that there's spirits? And that, like, right now is a time where the Father is trying you, so you might be going through things and, like, he's, like, testing you to see if you will be faithful to him. There's, like, a pressing, and that's not just on you, it's on the whole world. Can you understand that stuff like that happens? And that there's also, like, an evil spirit that's like over certain things, and that this is going on, and that there's deceiving spirits that are over and you can't see the spirits. You can, like, just like you can't see the wind, I can't see the wind, but you know what I mean? Like, those little bushes, those little trees right there, they're moving. I can't see the wind, but they're moving. I know the wind's there. And there's people who can, like, see the spirits and see the effects of all the spirits and what's going on, and then they have discernment to which spirit to follow. And and some people can't see it at all, and they just go along, just like completely blind to everything, just going along with stuff. You know what I mean? And then just like trying to make the best of it. And it's like, if you can see the spirit and the different things going on, how do you try to explain the reason why that leaf is moving and why? And, like, you can explain that because you can see it all and you understand it perfectly in your spirit. You can see it, understand it. Other people can't see it, doesn't even know it exists. That's how I feel like when I'm trying to explain the scriptures. That's why I don't even do a Bible study. It's like, what's even the point? So it's kind of frustrating. You got to be serious. They're literally going to murder you. They're murdering people right now. There's a big beast up murdering people all over the place right now. And I don't know, Mike Adams is talking about how cool it is that how the AI is gonna have video creation and we're gonna be able to make new videos and how cool that's gonna be. I'm like, you're gonna be fucking dead. Who cares? Whatever. I'm gonna go camping. Because the world's gonna, die anyhow, so I'm just gonna go have fun. That's how you develop an attitude of, well, let us eat and drink and make merry, for tomorrow we die. Okay, so I moved all of the wiring out of the road. Okay, move the clippy clip thing, put that up under the bottom here where it needs to be. screwed in this plate, screwed in this plate on the bottom. I've got, this is my cover, okay? My cover will cover the whole front of this up so it won't look dumb. And then we're gonna add 2 plates on this side, and then we need to drill through these plates, put a long ass drill bit through the middle, all the way down, so we can find the center of where it goes through there, and then we have to take this off and then drill this and then drill that, okay? And then we can go to getting to the install on this, and then we're gonna have to go in, mark these holes, and then put bolts in to hold this in place. So this is gonna be a big long process for the next half hour, and I'm gonna wear out my drill, okay? Check this thing out. This is silicone, okay? Silicone mat. Are you like me? Do you, I don't use dish soap, I use just a bar of soap, and it's annoying, and you always put something back here, and you always have water back there, and it's, you just don't, like, look at that. Fits there perfect. Got a little tray, water drains back in there, you can take it out. If water splashes up there, it just goes back in. And it ended up being like 17 inches, like almost perfect. Cool, very easy. We got a weather station. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. We plug this guy in. This is your outdoor sensor. This tells you temperature outside, inside, humidity, everything else. Measures it inside, outside. Very handy to have. It also has a tendency after about a week, so it'll tell you like if it's gonna rain or not rain. So very cool. And then we got our mats to make it for our liners for the drawers and for the rest of these. So very cool. And we're testing out the ice maker today, and it's making ice pretty darn quick. I ended up going with one this big because when I do turn it on, I want it to make a lot of ice, and I want it to make a lot of ice very quickly. So the smaller hopper and the smaller thing. So I do ice makers. I've been using ice makers for years, and it always turns out that you like just get the biggest one that you can get that makes as much ice as you can. And when you see how they have the little ice cubes? The little ice cubes will melt a little bit, and then in your thing they will freeze. So get a double vacuum thing like this. These are the cheap ones at I forget what they're called. If I saw the thing, that's the logo thing. Ozark Trail, yeah. The Ozark Trail ones from Walmart worked better than the, somebody did a test a while ago, and they had like, I don't know how many different versions. All of the expensive ones that are like $50 to, you know, Igloo and everything. The Ozark Trail actually won that test. So go to Walmart, get a 64 ounce, you know, thing for 20 bucks, and you can use this for hot or cold. So for my large pack stuff, I always use this for water, like every day. For my small stuff, like if I'm actually gonna go somewhere, or if I'm out camping, before I break camp, if I'm gonna need food in the day, I will go ahead and make my food, and then I will put it in a smaller one like this, and then I have hot food. So at noon, I don't have to break out all my camping gear, get in my pack, do stuff. I've already got food, it's already hot. I already got coffee, it's already hot. I can just open it, enjoy it, snack on some things, keep moving. You know what I mean? They weigh a little bit more, but in my case, it's worth the wait to have stuff like that, to have a little, like, just so that your life is a little bit more comfortable when you're doing things. So I pretty much only have these things. You'll see me with big ones, small ones, for all sorts, ones for coffee, ones for water, and all sorts of different things. But anyhow, it works good to keep stuff cold and hot. These little things will melt in there, and they'll create one big ice cube. So it's actually good that they melt. Then when they kind of like they'll just join and they'll make one big freaking ice cube, which kind of sucks when you go to drink because it'll all try to come at once and splash you. But as far as, like, I left ice in this thing, left it out in the hot sun for 4 days, came back and there was still ice there. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they just work really, really well. Okay. Alright, I don't know how long it's been since then, but alright.
We'll know the difference between
Done.
currency and money at some point. And I think we're getting very close to that now. But I have to be fair and critical.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, so all 3 plates are done. Screwed, drilled it in, just temporarily put it in place. Had to drill through all of this to bolt it in place, because once you bolt this, that thing is going to be pushing down and it's going to be taking this plate and pushing this plate up. So if you don't bolt this the whole way through, you just screwed it, it's just going to rip those screws right out. So big freaking ordeal. Big freaking ordeal. And almost burn up my drill going through all of that stuff. So now we got to set it in place. Here. There we go, guys. Now we still have to drill more holes, add more bolts, but it's offset, it's back, it works. It's not ugly like this thing. It's got a big base that's gonna work a lot better. So I'm gonna be happy. So, all right, let's get this thing off. Well, I guess we gotta get that thing installed and get it jacked down before we take this thing off. Oh no, we've got these jacks. I can take that off. Yeah, all right. Okay, so I think on the very first video I did, I was explaining why I didn't like these, because I didn't want to get stuck with them not being able to work. But I didn't know that they have this thing on the top and you can take this out, and then they have a manual jack. I didn't know that. So there's the handle for the manual jack. So we drilled, bolted. This has been a total, like, I've been doing this for like 2 hours, I think. I finally found why they discounted this one is because this whole head thing was kind of broken. So took all these bolts, dropped this, took these things off, dropped that, and then found these screws and then put these in with washers, and now everything's fixed. So because I had 3 washers that cost me like 5 cents, that saved me, I think, $40. So jack in and out. Now all we got to do is wire, and then we got to clean up all this wiring and stuff down there, make it look nice. So let's wire this guy in, let's remove this jack, and then hook the truck back, hook this stuff up, get the cords where they need to go, and then tuck everything else up in there where it's out of the road, zip tie it in place, and then we can move inside and work on inside stuff. Basically, my outside stuff is done. I mean, this is really, we're really knocking this thing out. The spray foam stuff's supposed to be here tomorrow. So probably Thursday I can get underneath there and spray everything, and then the insulation will be done. Then we're getting to the point where I need to weigh it. I need to get the title and all that stuff. I gotta go do all that work, paperwork crap. So yeah, all right, here's a go. Team Satan's on there doing a podcast talking about how they turned off the God gene and now they're selling you your health back to turn it back on. Just stupid. Okay, so here's the jack. It's on. I fixed my tailgate thing. This freaking thing, it keeps breaking. So I ripped this whole freaking damn thing off. I drilled out the stupid keeper thing. I ripped off all the plastic and I zip tied the out of it. And now it works like it's supposed to. And it doesn't hit. And it's electric, so that way I don't have to mess with it. So now we just got to hook up. I did all the wiring, redid the wiring the whole way back, did everything on the bottom, and then just adjusted all my chains and everything. So, man, we're good. Added these hooks so that when I take my hooks off and different things, I can just, boom, done. Okay, so let's, this is a little bag for the top, a little cover. Although the drawstring on the bottom doesn't really work, so not sure. Thing's supposed to be waterproof. Hopefully the waterproof isn't that bag. So now let's go inside and then hook this thing up. I guess since it's got a fuse right here, I'm just gonna direct wire it in, so I don't have to screw around with that. So, all right. Okay, so everything's wired. The jack outside works. Just tried, this light works, but you don't actually need that light to make the igniter work. So that's cool. I can just leave that stupid light off. My gas, I just got a new propane tank from Menards, and I'm getting no gas. So something's wrong with the tank. I'm just like, Lord, why it's like, why can't things just go easy? Why every little thing that I do has to be a big freaking ordeal? Like, how am I supposed to check to make sure that the tank actually works before I pick the tank up? You know what I mean? Never even thought. It's just annoying. Now I gotta take the tank back. But now my hood, my range thing works. My fan works, my exhaust fan works, all that stuff works. The shower fan now works. The adjuster works. I added a soap dish. You know, all that works. Yeah, so I mean, it was a beneficial day. Just my back's hurting so bad that I thought I wasn't going to get anything done, and moving around has actually helped it. So, ice maker works. Makes a lot of good ice really quick. So, hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, yeah. Now I've got to go around and put this stuff back up with the 3M tape. So what I think I'm going to do is just take a pencil and mark along the edge of it and just draw a line, and then I'll come back and I'll put the that double sticky tape up on the line, and then I'll come back and then put that stuff on the double sticky tape. So that's going to turn out to be a big ordeal. Roof is done, painted. So I guess we're doing drawers, I think, tomorrow, and then I've got to do the outside lights. I got to figure out something for the outside lights. So we are getting close, getting close.